Hello friends, and welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm really glad you're here. If you're new here, my name is Becca. This channel is all about my love for spinning, knitting, weaving, crocheting, sewing, all the fiber things. I invite you to grab whatever project you have on the go and join me. Let's make some stuff. We are going to spin this lovely merino wool today. Merino is a sheep breed that you've probably heard of. It is highly prized for its buttery soft fiber with a relatively long staple length and very fine wool. The fleece is white and it takes dye beautifully, as you can see from this solid color dye. Comes in a rainbow of colors, very easy to find in solid colors like this one, or dyed using hand techniques by indie dyers or small businesses. Merino as a breed originated in Spain and Portugal in the Middle Ages between the 12th and 15th centuries, and then was spread around the world because it is a hardy breed and adaptable to many different environmental conditions. And really the merino sheep is not just a breed, it is an entire family of breeds with many varieties and with somewhat different qualities. Some are recognized as different breeds, like Rambouillet from France, the Australian merino, and the American merino, among many others, because of the wonderful qualities of this sheep and the wool. Economic development has further continued to change this family of breeds. So a few characteristics about the wool itself, and I'm going to look at some notes so I get the numbers right for you. Merino wool is very fine, very densely packed on the sheep's skin, so it's a very fine fiber. The staple length is anywhere from 65 to 100 millimeters. That is 2.6 to 3.9 inches long. There are, between the different breeds and varieties in the merino family, the size of the sheep varies quite a bit, but the amount of wool that is produced by each sheep per year varies between 3 to 6 kilograms for a certain smaller breed, up to a huge ram who can produce up to 18 kilograms, and that's anywhere from 6.6 pounds up to 40 pounds. So a huge variation in the different breeds of merino. But they are moderately sized sheep, bigger than some other breeds. Bigger than Shetland, for example, which are a smaller sheep. Let's see. Merino wool, as I said, is very fine, meaning the fibers themselves are very thin, under 24 microns, but they're graded from very broad and coarse, which is 24 microns. This one is not, doesn't actually say what the micron count is, and I don't have a way to measure that, but merino is at least 24 microns, and you can get it to ultra fine, which is 15 microns or less. So super fine fibers. So that is the merino sheep and the merino wool. This is the Fleece and Fiber Sourcebook. I'll put a link for this if you're interested. But they have some wonderful pictures and description about the different breeds. Hello, hummingbird. We just had a visitor. But the sheep are, as I said, white wool all over, including the tops of their heads, but their faces are bare. The rams sometimes have these characteristic downward curling horns, although some of the breeds have been further developed to be polled or unhorned. So the Merino sheep is very typically representative of what you might think of when you think about a sheep just in general. The wheel we are going to use today is the Ashford Kiwi 2. This was my very first ever wheel. This was a gift I received from my wonderful husband in 2010, and this is the wheel that I learned to spin on. As you can see, it is an upright castle style double treadle wheel. Since 2010, when I received this wheel, Ashford have come out with a new version, the Ashford Kiwi 3, with some minor differences. If you are considering this wheel and considering a used one, do keep in mind that the bobbins are not compatible between the Ashford Kiwi 2 and the Kiwi 3. That was one of the main changes, was the flyer assembly. This wheel is solid wood with an MDF composite wheel. The new version of the Kiwi 3 has the same MDF wheel, but it is wood veneered so that it matches the rest of the wood a little bit better. But overall, I think this is a very attractive wheel, and I do love it. I think it's a very beginner-friendly wheel. It is incredibly stable. The base is very stable. It's not going to tip over. It is somewhat small, so fits into smaller spaces, but the orifice is actually a nice, comfortable height. I find this wheel very comfortable to spin on. It is a single drive band with Scotch tension. I don't believe there is a way to set it up for double drive, but I could be wrong about that. If anyone has tried it, please let us know in the comments. I love the little kiwi on the treadle. I think that's super cute. The Kiwi 2 has a separate lazy gate. The Kiwi 3 has an onboard lazy gate, and the Kiwi 3 now has a folding mechanism, so you can actually fold the whole thing up. The Kiwi 2 does not, but it is fairly lightweight. It's fairly small and sturdy, and so easy to get in the car, and I have traveled with this wheel. So that is the Ashford Kiwi 2. That's it for this video. Do you have a favorite wool breed that you like to spin? If you have any recommendations for us, please leave them in the comments. Thank you so much for spending some of your creative time with me. I hope to see you in the next one.